Some sheetrock. I'm using a Greenboard. I like to use Greenboard in any shower areas, kitchen plumbing walls, bathroom plumbing walls. They say this mold resistant is a good sheetrock. It's expensive stuff. I think it's a great product, but I do have issues with it. My issues be just it's a weaker material. When you go to work with it, cut it and stuff like that, it seems to be more brittle than regular half-inch sheetrock. So that's the only disadvantage I have with mold resistant sheetrock. A lot of people think you can hang mold resistant sheetrock, but everything I've seen and read, you never hang mold Greenboard on ceilings. And the reasoning for this, it's not a strong material. It's a more lightweight, it's more porous inside the actual gypsum drywall. It's more porous, air bubbles. So it's a lighter material. I think it's a brittle material, but it's debatable. But I would never put Greenboard on ceilings, and you only work with it when you really have to on plumbing walls and stuff like that. But my go-to is just regular lightweight sheetrock. Even the ultra lightweight, the new stuff, is kind of debatable because it is a lightweight material. So the lighter it is, the less material you have there. So it's thinner, there's more air bubbles inside the gypsum to make it lighter. But basically I'm going to cut this. I just need to get a couple pieces of drywall.
Ways you cut sheetrock, I usually like to go up and down. Sometimes you can go across. When you go across with sheetrock, they call it rippers, doing rippers, belly bands or rippers. It's an easy way to do, but sometimes it's easier just to go up and down. It's a simple job that I have here, so the measurements call for 7.5 inch. So usually you just take your T-square and you 7.5, actually it's 7 3/4, just over. So what I like to do is, sometimes you could just mark it with a pencil or your razor blade. So just like in my last videos on how to use a T-square, you always want to make sure you have nice, fresh razor blades. These razor blades these days, they don't last long. In the old days, a razor blade would last you all day, but you have to continually flip and change and always use new razor blades. When I start with a new drywall project, I like to have a nice, fresh, sharp razor blade. It makes cutting the sheetrock easier and effortless. And once I marked out with the thing, you can see I just kind of scored it. With the sheetrock, you just press down. You want to be careful with the knife. I like to use this knife because I can grip it, and I like to put my thumb there. You want to have knife control. So you go nice and slow down the T-square, nice and slow. I usually like to go halfway to 3/4 way down, and then I start at the bottom and I bring it back up. You want to just take your time if you're not used to using razor blades and T-squares. Keep your fingers out of the way. And then once you score it like that, it's pretty simple. You just push down. You don't have to go all the way through. And I just take the sheetrock, and it's pretty easy. Once you score it, you just snap it, snap it, snap it. And then you take the back side of the knife on the paper side, and you just start at the bottom, and you just cut the paper, the back side of the paper. Boom, just like that. I got one piece. Sometimes if you get rough edges like that, you can follow through either with a rasp or a drywall knife, and you can just clean those up. That's no big deal. But I just basically need a couple pieces of these. Some people will take a full sheet of drywall and they just do one long piece. That's nice and easy, but I'm trying to keep this job simple and easy. So just to show you how to do simple basic projects that anyone can do. We're not trying to get into professional how to do jobs here. This is for the everyday guy that doesn't do drywall every day like myself. So I'm just going to do another one again at 7 3/4. So like I said, just start at the top, go about halfway to 3/4 way down, score the paper down, come back up, follow through the bottom, and go about halfway up. Now I scored the paper again, same thing. Just snap it, and then you go back and you cut the back side, So it's pretty simple. On this job I need about 3 of these. So I'll do it again. Sometimes you can use the measurements here if you get good, 1 inch, 3 inch and all that, but sometimes until you figure out how to use the T-square measurements, because you can see they're kind of different, so it depends on what way you're looking at it, what angle to use these numbers and the scales on the thing. But this one is accurate, so you go 2 feet, 4 feet, because the sheetrock is usually a 4 foot by 8 foot sheet of drywall. These ones I cut, I just brought a half a sheet, 2 half sheets of drywall to make it easier to transport in my little work truck. So this one, same thing here, we just need 7 3/4, pretty easy, 7 3/4. And then I like to hold the T-square. I keep my fingers out of the way with the razor blade, so you keep it nice and straight and just keep it on the edge of the top of the drywall. Sometimes you see how I have my foot down here. I recommend always wearing work boots whenever you're doing a job. Don't wear flip-flops while you're doing it yourself. There's a reason why we wear boots on the jobs. If I drop this knife on my shoe or something, I don't want to take a toe out. Same thing here, I keep my foot down there to keep the T-square level, and then I start at the top and I score the paper. Score it, score it, score it. Sometimes you might go off pattern, that's okay. Just follow through and make a nice deeper cut in the drywall. And that will correct your off-course knife cut. So same thing here, just snap it, cut it, snap it, cut it. So now I have 3 pieces. They're 7 3/4 by 4 foot sections I need to do around a shower area. So it's pretty simple. Now I have everything out here, my little cutting station area out here. So I have one area to clean up. That's it at the end of the job. All my tools are right here, so I know where to go. So now I can take these inside the job site, and basically they're pre-measured and pre-cut out here, so I don't have to make the mess inside the house.